I'll show you how to create and run a stored procedure on an Oracle database. We'll create a simple stored procedure to display a text value. To start, open a new query window. I'll demonstrate this in SQL Developer, but you can use whatever editor you like. A stored procedure is a database object, and we create it using the create command. We start with create, then procedure. We don't need to write stored procedure, it's just procedure. Next, we need to give our procedure a name. We'll call this one Hello World. Then we write as, which will let us define what the stored procedure will do. After as, we write begin, which is the start of the code in the procedure. Then I'll add a couple of lines and then write end, which is the end of the procedure. The code inside the begin and end keywords is the code that will be executed when we run this procedure. So what do we want this procedure to do? We want to display a message on the screen. We can do this in Oracle using the DBMS Output.putLine function. So we write this function and open and close the brackets. Inside the brackets, we add the words Hello World inside single quotes and end with a semicolon. Our procedure is now complete. What's next? We need to run this create statement, which will create the procedure object on the database. So click on the Run button and the code is executed. We look at the output and it says Procedure Hello World compiled. We don't see the text Hello World though. Why is that? This is because the statement we just ran only created the procedure on the database. If we want to run or execute this procedure we just created, we have a different command. Let's do that now. To run a stored procedure, we write the word call. Then we add a space, then the name of the stored procedure. In our example, it is Hello World. Then we add brackets after our procedure name and a semicolon. The name of the procedure is not case sensitive. You can use all uppercase, lowercase, or a mix like we have. That's all we need. To run this, click the Run button. The procedure is executed. We see in the output panel the message call completed. However, we don't see any text of Hello World. This is because the output from the DBMS Output package goes to a separate place in SQL Developer. We need to enable it first and then run the procedure again. To enable it, go to the View menu and select DBMS Output. You should see a new tab at the bottom of the window called DBMS Output. Next, we need to enable the output for the connection. To do this, we click on the green plus icon here and then select the connection we are working on. The DBMS Output panel looks a little different and it now has a little tab here for our connection. With that enabled, let's run our code again. We can run it and see our output here, which says Hello World. Success! We've been able to create a stored procedure, run it and see the output on the screen. What if we want to change the text we show? We can update our stored procedure here by changing Hello World to Hello Everyone. Let's call the procedure again. We do this, but we see the same output. This is because the code we just updated only exists in our editor. We haven't changed the actual procedure on the database. We did this by running this create procedure command, so let's try that again. We do this, but we get an error saying the procedure already exists. There are a few things we could do. We could drop and recreate it, or we could alter the procedure. However, the easiest way that I think we can update it is to add the keywords or replace. This will ensure the database will create the procedure if it does not exist, or replace the existing procedure with this new code if it already exists. We run this and it is successful. Now let's call the procedure again. We can see the output here and it is different. It has our new text. So that's how you can create and make changes to a stored procedure. You'll want to watch this video next where I share 20 years of SQL and database advice in a single video. Thanks for watching.